The Padishah Emperor Shaddam Carino IV appoints Duke Leto of House Atreides, ruler of the ocean planet Caladan, to succeed House Harkonnen as fief rulers of Arrakis in the year 10,191, when it is possible to travel faster than light, and nearly every planet in the known universe has been colonized. The only source of spice, a precious drug that gives its users increased vigor and expanded consciousness, is the inhospitable desert planet Arrakis. After 80 years of cruelly ruling Arrakis and making a fortune from the crop of spices, the Harkonnens have failed to put an end to the native Fremen's uprising. Because it enables Spacing Guild navigators to safely traverse interstellar space using a restricted kind of prescience, it is essential for interstellar travel. In fact, Shaddam plans to employ the Emperor's Sardaukar warriors to help House Harkonnen stage a coup and recapture the planet, eliminating House Atreides, whose might threatens Shaddam's authority. Although Leto is concerned, he recognizes the political benefits of seizing control of the Spice Planet and allying with the Fremen, the native people, who are fierce warriors. The occupation of their world is seen by the Fremen as oppression, and they regard spices as sacred herbs. By granting Atreides Arrakis, Leto has guaranteed the battle between Atreides and Harkonnen, which the Emperor desires. An acolyte of the Bene Gesserit, a select sisterhood whose members have exceptional cerebral and physical prowess, is Leto's concubine, Lady Jessica. The Bene Gesserit gave Jessica instructions to have a daughter whose son would grow up to be a male Bene Gesserit, known as the Kwisatz Haderach, a messianic superbeing with the clairvoyance required to lead humanity to a better future, as part of their centuries-long breeding program. However, Jessica ended up with a son named Paul. While Jessica teaches Paul Bene Gesserit disciplines, Paul is trained throughout his childhood by Leto's assistants, Duncan Idaho, Gurney Halleck, Suk Dr. Wellington Yue, and the Mentat Thufir Hawat. Paul tells Jessica and Duncan that future visions are causing him anxiety. As a result of these visions, Paul is visited by the Reverend Mother Gaius Helen Mohiam, who administers a lethal test to evaluate his impulse control. Paul passes the exam after she puts him through excruciating agony and threatens to kill him if he doesn't. Jessica is informed by Mohiam that she violated the law when she had a boy and trained him in Bene Gesserit. She hopes Paul doesn't pass away on the same route that has been set out for him. Jessica informs Paul that the Bene Gesserit have been cross-breeding bloodlines for thousands of years in order to create the One, a human being who can unite the past and the future and bridge the gap between space and time. A prospect is Paul. Since Paul is the heir to the Atreides family, Leto opposes Paul's desire to travel to Arrakis with the advance party. Baron Vladimir Harkonnen duplicitously accepts when Mohiam orders him to spare Paul and Jessica during his coup. After Duncan and an advance team have been studying the planet and the Fremen, House Atreides arrives at Arrakeen, the fortress bastion on Arrakis. For the Fremen, Paul is already the One and is treated as such. Inside the fortress walls, Paul eludes a Harkonnen spy who is trying to kill him. Leto meets paleontologist and imperial judge Dr. Liet Kynes, and bargains with Stilgar, the Fremen chieftain. Kynes has been assigned by the Imperial Council to assist Atreides, and is responsible for resuming the spice harvest. Leto, Paul, and Halleck are warned by Kynes about the perils of picking spices, such as the huge sandworms that move beneath the desert. While flying, they see a sandworm coming toward a spice harvester that is in operation and has a crew that is stuck. Just before it is swallowed by the sandworm, Leto and his group save the workers. Paul experiences strong premonitions after being exposed to air infused with spices. Leto is aware that war will break out if he is unable to restart the manufacture of spices. Leto puts his forces on high alert following a Harkonnen agent's attempt on Paul's life. Paul informs Jessica that he is aware of her pregnancy when he gets home. The Atreides forces are overrun by Harkonnen and Sardaukar warriors after Yumia disables Arrakeen's shields. Leto is rendered unable by Yumia, who informs him that he agreed to bring him to the Baron in return for his wife's release from captivity. After delivering the Duke, Yumia is slain and uses a poison gas capsule to replace one of Leto's teeth. The Baron lives as Leto and other members of his court are killed by the toxic gas he releases. After escaping, Duncan takes an ornithopter. Paul and Jessica are taken prisoner by Harkonnens and killed in the desert. Paul and Jessica use the Voice, a Bene Gesserit ability that allows them to vocally manipulate others, to overpower and murder their captives. Paul and Jessica find a survival kit that UK left for them and spend the night in a tent. Paul sees visions of a holy war raging in his name throughout the cosmos. The Baron gives his violent nephew Rabban control of Arrakis and gives him instructions to sell spice stocks and resume production in order to recoup the cost of the coup. Duncan and Kynes locate Paul and Jessica, who proceed to an abandoned research station before Sardaukar swiftly follows them. For Jessica, Paul, and Kynes to be able to leave the facility, Duncan and other Fremen give their lives. The Sardaukar troops attack Kynes after she separates and calls a sandworm to ride, and the worm eats them all. Stilgar and Chattagani, the girl in Paul's visions, are among the Fremen they encounter when Paul and Jessica arrive in the deep desert. Jameis, a Fremen warrior, objects to their entry and is slain by Paul in a ceremonial duel. In order to complete his father's mission of establishing peace in Arrakis, Paul is adamant about joining the Fremen against Jessica's wishes.